Okay. So the data is the reviews.
Correct. So we use a Helium 10. We pull the reviews off that. We put them into ChatGPT, and then we basically ask them a bunch of questions. Identify what are the pain points, what are the benefits, and it invariably will give us something that's intriguing but not complete.
Okay, so to walk through this, so when you export the reviews from through Helium 10, are you selecting all time, or are you selecting, what is the time frame that you're selecting for the reviews?
Basically, the most recent, because you want the
Most,
most recent reviews.
okay. And are you picking all the reviews or
Yes,
three and
anything you
up?
can get. Anything
Everything.
you can get, because typically what you'll see is less than 5% of the people that give a review write a review. Okay, so most of the reviews are just stars. Okay, and the other thing that's sort of interesting is when you look at the written reviews, the average rating for the written reviews is usually a whole point below the regular. So if on your product you have a 4.7, when you look only at the written reviews, it's probably going to be a 3.7. Okay, so you're getting more negative than positive. But again, it just gives you real insight into what customers are concerned about.
Okay. So you export all the reviews because you can separate it 3 stars and up and 1 to 3. Usually, when I'm not through AI, but when I'm doing the analysis to see some key phrases, I always select 3 and up, and then, sorry, 4 and 5, and then 1 to 3, I select as 2 separate sets to get a sense of what is the negative sentiments and what are the positive sentiments. In your
Right.
case, you just take everything and then
Everything.
dump it all in ChatGPT.
Right. And then you can always go back and segment it and tell ChatGPT, just look at my 3-star reviews or 4-star reviews. Or you could say, just look at my bad reviews. You can then because the review can give you a lot of data. In some cases, it tells you about variations as well. You can organize it by variation. In some cases, it'll actually tell you what country it came from. You can organize it by the country, and you can actually, you can do it yourself manually on an Excel spreadsheet, or you can just have ChatGPT do it for you, and it just doesn't take that much time.
Okay. So now that we've got the data loaded, yeah, what is the approach? What is the methodology to be able to go back and make some adjustments to the listing?
What we're looking for is what are the key benefits and what are the key pain points. Okay, and I also like to ask for, how are people using the product? Are they, what types of projects are they using the product for? So that we can begin to sort of segment. And once you get the data, then you can begin to say, okay, well, let's what if we organized it this way? What happens? If we organize it by dog breed, what happens? What if we organize it by, is the person using it to pay cat inside or outside? What patterns are we seeing that we can dig into to give us better insight into what customers like or they don't like? And how can we identify those groups so that, because really, typically what we'll do is when we're creating, a product title, we'll say, oh, dog ball, it's good for small, medium, and large dogs, because we want to make it seem like it's good for everyone. Okay.
Sure.
The reality is, if it's really better for big dogs, then say, dog ball, the perfect ball for big dogs, including, Labradors, Great Danes, etc. That's going to really drive conversion. And so much of our focus is upon driving search volume. Well, search volume doesn't do you a whole lot of good if you don't convert. And
Exactly.
that's the pattern that we're getting into. We're looking at quantity versus quality.
Okay, so when you load up the data, you are simply asking what is the best use of this and how do people use it, categorize it, because that would drive your content in terms of your bullets, your pictures, so you can show the lifestyle pictures, etc. Showing
But
people.
you
using-
want to connect the usage with the ratings. Okay, so if I'm using it for, I mean, let me give you another example. That's a perfect example of this. We were looking recently at paint. Okay, and so we looked through the reviews of the paint, and we discovered that a lot of people were complaining about the quality of the paint. They said, it's streaked, or it didn't dry quickly, and that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So we sort of dug into it, and we looked at the data, and the first thing we noticed is a lot of people using this paint are novices, not experts. Okay, and so that got me wondering, well, maybe it's because they're not using it properly. Okay, and so we had ChatGPT tell us about the relationship between stars and the surface that they're using. Okay, and we found that certain surfaces got 5 stars and certain surfaces got 1 star. And we realized that these people who are novice painters were using it on some, things like styrofoam, which it wasn't designed for, which is why they didn't like it. And so this allowed us to create a chart that said this is a recommended surface and this is a non-recommended surface. And in fact, if you use this surface, you should be using in this product. Okay, and so if you are painting on a recommended surface, now you have confidence because you're inexperienced that this is the right paint for you. And so what we're doing is we're using the data to sort of help the people make the best choice.
I see. Okay. So the way to get ChatGPT to tell you is give me the uses that people are happy with this product. Give me the uses that people are not happy with. So that way you have an understanding of the content that you can provide to support that.
Correct. Or you do it, or you say, fine, give me the uses, and then what's the rating for those uses? Okay, and then you see, well, hey, maybe within those uses, we need to break it down even further. And it's really a question of how do I identify what's the root cause? What's driving, satisfaction, and what's driving dissatisfaction, and how can we address those to improve conversion rates?
Okay. All right. So good.